Hello and welcome to this Percentage Company demonstration of the Percentage Apps integration between Cloudbeds PMS and Xero Accounting. My name's Edward and I'm going to walk you through the whole process of getting registered and connected. So let's get started. To register the Percentage App, visit our website, thepercentageapp.com. Click on Get the App button at the top right hand corner. And then we simply need to fill the form. Once all the details submitted, the system will automatically create your account for you and send you emails with the next processes and the follow-ups. Step one is to fill which app you are wanting to connect. So if it was to be, for example, Cloudbeds to QuickBooks, we would select that at the top here. We would select the type of property you have, a hotel, hostel, or a villa project. We would enter the name of the hotel here. We would enter the number of rooms. We can also indicate here if the accounts are already set up for Cloudbeds and Xero or QuickBooks. And then we just fill in the right-hand side all the details relating to your personal account. So your phone number, email, the country, the time zone. And then simply, once it's all filled out, we just accept the terms and sign up. Once you've registered with the Percentage app, you'll receive emails with instructions of how to log in and how to set your password. Once you've set your password, you can log in using your email and your password at admin.thepercentageapp.com. Once you're logged in, you'll see a screen something like this, where you've got on the left-hand side Cloudbeds PMS and Xero Accounting. These are where all the functions are to help you set up the Xero account or interface. So the first thing to do is to connect. As you can see, the interfaces are not connected at the moment. So what we need to do is open the admin at thepercentageapp.com, logged in. Open your Cloudbeds account in a separate tab in the same browser window, and open your Xero account in a separate tab of the same browser window. Let's connect Cloudbeds first. So click on Cloudbeds PMS on the left-hand side and then navigate to Cloudbeds Connection. You'll notice that it says disconnected first. So let's click the green Connect. Here we'll be redirected to select your hotel and continue. Here you'll be asked to approve the permissions for the Percentage app. Just click Allow. Once you're connected, you'll see the green Connect button, and you can know that your system is connected to Cloudbeds. Next, let's select Xero. So we'll click on Xero Accounting on the left-hand side, and then Xero Connection. Here we can click on Connect and Fetch. Once again, you'll be redirected to Xero to authorize and give permission. So we click Allow. And once it's fully connected, we'll be redirected back to the mapping page. So there's a series of tabs across the top. So to complete your mapping, you have to follow all 6 tabs, all 6 steps. Starting with the general settings, here you can enter a prefix. So this is the prefix for your journal entry that's posted to Xero. So we normally recommend, if this is a Cloudbeds posting, just add a CB or something similar to the front of the journal entry to help you recognize those journals in your Xero account. If you use house accounts and you want those transactions to be posted to Xero, you can just slide this to on. And if you want to see individual payment details for every reservation, you can slide that on. If this is off, you'll just see a total by payment type rather than split by individual reservations. The guest ledger is an accounts receivable account. We've created a guest ledger in this test account, which guest ledger, for those who are not aware, is the difference between the revenue you generate and the payments you receive. So mostly the in-house guests that haven't yet paid you, but have accrued some charges during their stay. So you can select a guest ledger here. You can add a tracking depending on if you use that in your Xero account or not. And you can select and nominate the room revenue account where all your room revenues will go for all your daily room revenues totals. Here you can also use the tracking option for room revenue as well, but again, this is only optional. Next is the tax setup. So depending on your preferred tax setup and your setup in Xero, you might want to use tax inclusive. So this means that the totals are posted to Xero inclusive of tax, whereas by default our system is exclusive and posts the tax separately. So please only select tax inclusive option if you would like taxes to be split in Xero instead of in Cloudbeds. Next up, we move to items and services. This demo account has lots of different items and services in the Cloudbeds account, so I've pre-mapped some of them here, but in general terms, we have here the Cloudbeds item along the left. So these are all the items in your Cloudbeds account that you've set up. And on the right-hand side, you have the Xero GL account where you wish the charges to be posted. So we're literally telling the system every time one of the items is used in Cloudbeds, post it to this account in Xero. I've left 5 unmapped, so you can see at the top here, items not mapped in red. This is like a warning that if you want journals to run, all of these items have to be mapped before you can post. The system wants to post complete information, and it can't do so if it doesn't know where to send some of the items. So to map these 5 items, I would go down to the bottom here, add a new line, select the Cloudbeds item, and then I'd search for the GL account from Xero. So in this case, I'll just use hotel transportation. So depending on the level of granularity you want to see in your accounting system, you might want to map them to only a few accounts, or you could even have one GL account for every single item and service. Completely up to you how you prefer. So this one is a beer. So this is a beverage item. So I would map that to a beverage GL account. We have surfing, so that's probably a tour of some sort. We have a tour and excursions GL account. We have T-bone steak, so this is a food item. So I'll map that to a food. And then finally we have the Thai massage, which is most likely going to a spa treatment. That will do. And then we save. Make sure you save after every time just to make sure it's recognized. And once you have mapped everything, there'll be a little green bar at the top that says there's no unselected items. So that's how you know that everything is mapped as it should be. Moving on to your taxes, we have two unmapped taxes here shown in red. So I would select service charge, and I would, depending on whether it's a tax and a fee, we might want to select, for example, a local tax. You would not, ideally you would have a corresponding tax or fee account, so service charge would go to a service charge account. In this demo, we don't have that, but for the cases of this, we'll just use a local tax item. So once we're done, you'll see the green bar appear, and we can click Save. Previously, I mentioned about the tax inclusive. So if you were to set tax inclusive as your setup on the taxes and fees tab, just worth noting that if you wanted to post some of your taxes, so if there was a special tax only on that you still wish to post, then you would just select that, and it will post that one that it's not already included somewhere else, basically. Then we move on to the taxes, the payment types. So at the top here, we have the voided transactions. So you can nominate a clearing account, for example. These are voided transactions where there's no other mapping. So this is where the system will know where to send that if it doesn't have a home elsewhere. Again, the tracking is optional, but if you do use that, it's available. We then have a PayPal Xero account. You might wish to select a PayPal account if you have one, or create a specific account just for PayPal. In this demo account, we don't have that, but we just selected credit card clearing, a accounts receivable GL account. Moving further down, we have the red items at the top, unmapped items. I've pre-mapped most of them, but there are 3, so we'll just quickly map those. So cash might want to go to cash and cash equivalents type account, or cash and check in this case. We have one more here, which is Stripe payment. So that would be a clearing account of some kind. So it might be a credit card clearing. Once again, you might have a specific Stripe payment gateway account. And then a City Ledger account. In this case, you may have a specific City Ledger for each individual agent, for example. In this demo account, we don't have that, but once you have mapped them, you can click Save. And we see the green bar has appeared, meaning that we're good to go on level 4. Next, we move on to level 5. So once again, we've got a generic credit card. Cloudbeds does allow you to enter credit card charges without specifying the type of card. So that's where this will go. We'll go to a more generic credit card box. The ones where you do specify the credit card type here, a Visa card, for example, is already mapped. Going to a Visa card clearing. MasterCard would go to a MasterCard clearing. And the diners would go to, hopefully, a diners account. Okay, so we save that. Credit cards are green. And we can move on to step 6, the add-ons. So if you do use add-ons in Cloudbeds, here you can specify the account where that would go. And I've selected other revenue as a general account, but depending on what you use them for, you might wish to choose another GL account. The final step is an optional one. So if you have individual rooms and where you wish to record the room revenue separately for each individual room, or group them by room type, for example, then you can use this. You just have to select the room on the left-hand side from the drop-down, and then select the GL account from Xero in the right-hand box. So this would mean that in your profit and loss report, or you would have be able to see the revenues for each individual room by day, week, month. Whether that's something is useful to you is completely optional. If you don't select this, then automatically all of your room revenue will go to the account nominated here. Okay, now that the mapping's complete for your account, we can now look at the preview and posting of journal entries. To do that, we go to Xero Accounting on the left-hand side, and we go to the Preview and Post Journal Entries Manually button. There's two ways to post journal entries using our system. The first way is auto posting. So this is, most of you will be using this, where automatically each day after the end of day process, the journal will be generated and posted automatically. The second way is to preview and post day by day manually. So let's start with the preview. So at the top here, we can select a date. So in our demo account, we have a few transactions on the 26th of August. I click Run. You can then preview. So when you click Run, the system is live querying your Cloudbeds data. Depending on how many transactions you have in that day you've selected, it may take up to 30 seconds or even 1 minute, depending on how big your property is. But smaller journals will run a lot quicker, as this did. So once we click Run, we can see here the date. We can see some room accommodation and a VAT as well, and then the guest ledger amount. So as we mentioned earlier, the guest ledger account is the difference between the revenue you generate and the payments you receive. So this is in-house guests, where you're generating revenue today, but you haven't necessarily received it so far. That's probably paid when they check out, for example. So if there's no payments in this demo account, but ordinarily payments will show as a lump sum per payment method. But if you wish to show each reservation payment with reservation detail, reservation ID, for example, you can just click that and run to preview that. In this case, we don't have those details in this demo account, but you can preview on your account as well. Once we're happy, we can, with the journal, you can download as a PDF, you can download as Excel, you can print it, or you can simply post it to Xero by clicking this green button. Once you see the Post Success button, it means it's successfully arrived at your Xero account. Next, we can navigate to your Xero journal report. If I just refresh here, and I select 26th of August, we can see that our journal entry has been posted according to the journal entry shown in the percentage app. If we want to post more days, we can simply select and run, or just select the date and click Post. You don't need to preview before posting, but you can if you wish to. In many cases, you may wish to automate the process. So to do that, you can just click on Xero Accounting again and go to Xero Auto Posting. Here you can toggle to active auto posting and the journal posting notification. So here you can put an email, to receive a journal notification, and you can have an error notification where the error emails will go. If something is unmapped, for example, then you'll receive an email here. Next, the posting time. So we need to tell the system when to post. So what we suggest is that you select 3 a.m. So this is based on your whatever time zone you're in. So normally Cloudbeds post your room revenue around 11:59 in the evening. So we just need to make sure that this time is set after that time. So we normally allow a few hours. So we would suggest maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. up until 7, 8, or 9 a.m. Before working hours, to make sure that when our system checks your Cloudbeds account, all of the transactions of that day are in total. In this case, I'll leave it at 3 a.m., which is our default time. And then once you're happy with the settings, you just click Save. Once you've changed that, the system will automatically run every day at that time and post your journal according to your mapping set to your Xero account every day. Another thing to note is if you do have any problems with your mapping, then we do have this little help button down at the bottom right-hand corner where you can open a new case. And you can just fill your name and some details about which product you're using, and write a description and attach a file. The more description you can give us, the quicker we will be able to resolve any issues you have. So please do give any specifics that you have on the problem that you're experiencing. It's also worth noting that there is a help menu here. If you click on the help menu, you can see all the details about some of our most frequently asked questions that may be able to help resolve any issues you have at the start anyway. But failing that, please do reach out to our support team. We're happy to hear from you, and we'll do our best to help you as quickly and as efficiently as we can.